This is a graphic of the 16 participants in the John Cena Last Time Is Now tournament. So now that it's over, I thought we could look back at this tournament and just talk about it. Not pick it apart, not take it to the woodshed, but just have a conversation about it. Back to the point I made earlier, I hate the internet. I hate that the internet spoiled this, talking about a tournament happening and all that kind of stuff. I hate that. What I also hate is looking at the field. I'll flash the graphic back up again if you're watching on YouTube. Looking at the field, aside from LA Knight and Gunther and Jey Uso, this thing is largely made up of mid-card talent. So you sort of knew right away, once you saw all 16 participants, it's like, couldn't you have gotten some better guys in this? Where's Drew McIntyre? Heck, where's Cody Rhodes? That would have been fun. Where's Logan Paul in this tournament? I know Bronson Reed was in it. You want to keep Braun Breaker away from it. I understand that. Heck, put Roman Reigns in this tournament. I know that the hang up that everybody had when this tournament was announced was that, oh, we want outside guys. We want Edge. We want Jericho. We want Batista. Well, the problem with all of them is they're going to have to make 4 entrances and win matches to get all the way to John Cena. So you're going to lose the surprise effect of them facing John Cena in his final match. So you can't have those guys. But let's talk about the 2 guys that they did get that didn't work here. We haven't really dove into this a whole lot. Obviously, some things have happened. But I want to spotlight Nick Nemeth, a.k.a. Dolph Ziggler, and Matt Cardona, a.k.a. Zack Ryder, who were the 2 surprises in this tournament. Guys that did not work, or currently do not work, in the WWE. Obviously, they did before, under the names Dolph Ziggler and Zack Ryder, but since being released, have made their name on the indies using their real names. The most wanted man, Nick Nemeth, and Always Ready, the complete Matt Cardona. Now, when they came back, a lot of people were upset because they wanted them to come back as their current self. Well, the old self had history with John Cena, and that's why they needed to come back as their old self. And a lot of people were upset that Matt Cardona had said that Zack Ryder was dead. Well, again, as I mentioned before, it was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast that he said he was ready to come back as Zack Ryder if they needed him to. He's going to make the best business decision for him. And don't you think the best business decision for him was to sign a temporary licensing deal with the WWE to get shirts made, to get cards made, to sell merch under the WWE banner again? Don't you think that's a better business decision for him? I think so. I mean, Cardona even said it, that the people who were upset that he didn't come back as Cardona, he came back as Ryder, they're not his real fans because they don't understand. That Always Ready is not just a moniker. He is always ready. He had 3 gears that he brought with him, 3 sets of gear to this match, just in case. Dr. Durst in the comments. Yeah, Randy Orton, there's another one. Omos. Heck, Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns. Would have been great to add to this tournament. You're 100% right. I think that what I like about Ziggler and Ryder being in this tournament is what I like about a couple of guys in the tournament, and I wish it was a requirement for this John Cena tournament. And that is somebody that has history with John Cena. That should be a requirement for the tournament. So Jey Uso being in the tournament makes sense. He eliminated John Cena from his final Royal Rumble. Okay, there's some history. I'll flash this comment from Dr. Durst back up on the YouTube screen. Omos, let's take him out of the equation in this scenario. Brock Lesnar, big time history with John Cena, of course. We all know that. Roman Reigns, big history with John Cena. 2017, John Cena cutting the promo saying the only reason that I'm here is because you can't do your job, talking about Roman Reigns. And then Roman Reigns beat him at SummerSlam 2021. Randy Orton, one of John Cena's, if not John Cena's greatest opponent. We saw them wrestle at Backlash in St. Louis. So yeah, those guys have history. Gunther does not have history, so he would not qualify. LA Knight, I mentioned it earlier. They were tag team partners. Special guest referee spot. Thought we were going to be opponents. And I think this is 2023. Yeah, I think it's right before John Cena wrestles Austin Theory. There's another one. Could put Austin Theory in the match or in the tournament. Lots of guys you could put in this tournament that have a history with John Cena. I mentioned him earlier, but Cody Rhodes in the tournament. Sheamus, history with John Cena, belongs in the tournament. Rusev, history with John Cena, belongs in the tournament. The Miz, history with John Cena. Solo Sikoa, history. I mean, a lot of those guys do have history. So it would have been okay. I just think that should have been a requirement. All I'm saying is this tournament was a fine idea in theory. The execution just wasn't great. Execution could have been a little better. Could have been John Cena handpicking these guys to be in the tournament. Could be something that was sprinkled throughout the whole year. It's a 16-man gauntlet that John Cena has one match. He has to face all 16 men. I don't know. There's another one right there. Jeff Hardy. That would have been a fun surprise. Has a little bit of history with John Cena. CM Punk could have been in the tournament. I know, again, we saw that match before, but still. Some guys that could have been in there. I don't know. All I'm saying, it was a good idea in theory. Execution fell just a little bit short.